A mother in Tennessee gave birth to a 13-pound baby. And they said basically giving birth to a 3-month-old. And they said it sounds like it was a natural birth. It was supposed to be a C-section, but it was actually they did go through the C-section. But they thought, like, how did they not have gestational diabetes?
Right.
Because usually that makes the baby bigger. And so they had no clue the baby from ultrasounds was going to be this big, and said all the nurses and doctors were shocked that the baby was this big, 13 pounds. Left the hospital in a 3 to 6 month outfit.
Yeah, and probably the car seat had to be adjusted.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And I guarantee you had already gotten all your stuff for baby showers. You had all these newborn clothes that you've taken the tags off and washed and everything that they will never get to use.
Nope, we'll never wear. And said that the baby was she's enjoying, obviously, the baby. The couple's enjoying the baby, but said her arms already hurt because she wasn't ready for
I'm sure.
And the baby was already walking.
Yeah, that was the weird part.
And asking for table food.
Yeah.
It's so crazy.
Right. I think it started his first day at
doing
work.
up downs and
Can I have pizza?
push ups.
He's playing basketball at the local Y. It's odd. So it made us think, what is the biggest baby in the area? The biggest baby.
Baby's Jared.
Well,
Well, if you're talking physically.
That was a good one.
You know what's so funny? I had that joke lined up all morning, and he beat me to it. That makes me so bad.
See, crying now about not beating me to the joke.
No, I was like, I'm going to set it up and say, well, Jason's the biggest baby. But he beat me to it. And I am a bigger baby technically than you anyway. 800-682-1075. It could be you. How much did you weigh when you were born, or how much did the baby weigh when you gave birth? Let's go to Shelly. Shelly, how big was your baby?
She was 9.9, and then I was 9.3, and then she gave birth to a 10-pounder.
Wow. It runs in the family.
So how many pounds is it that you have to have a C-section because it's just too big? What's typical? Do we know that? I don't know.
I don't know. I know the average weight for a U.S. baby is 7.4 pounds.
Okay.
So, and that's like average normal weight. So anything above that's getting pretty big. But
Shelly, were all those babies natural births or were they C-sections?
I was, and my daughter, but my daughter had to have a C-section with her 10-pounder. But I was, which in those days it was in '88 when I had my daughter, but I went 16 days overdue. So I'm sure that probably affected having her at 9.9. So
yeah,
but,
well, I do have something here online that looks pretty credible that says a C-section shouldn't be performed unless the estimated weight for a baby is 10 pounds or more in diabetic women or 11 pounds or more in other women. So 11 pounds or more if they assume they might go to a C-section.
Yeah, and technology has improved so much now they can kind of guesstimate like, and then, like you said, they have gestational diabetes or they already they're diabetic, then they really try to keep to that.
What's gestational diabetes? Only when you're pregnant?
Yeah, which is fascinating.
That's crazy.
Your body develops diabetes, and then when you when you have the baby, you no longer have diabetes. Now you're at higher risk to have type 2 diabetes after that, so you got to be careful. But you can be. Heather, my first wife. Oh gosh, I sound like a loser.
You are.
Well, thank you. She had gestational diabetes, and when she got pregnant, she was like 110 pounds.
Wow.
So she has to be careful, going forward.
Well, and the same thing, too, with blood pressure. I mean, some women never have any issues with blood pressure and then get pregnant and have to be put on bed rest because their blood pressure is so out of control.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's hard on the guys, too. Let's be honest.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
We got to hear you complain about your gestational diabetes and blood pressure. Like, I'm trying to play PlayStation, please. Suzanne, how much was the baby that you gave birth to? How much did they weigh?
Well, I've had 3, and my first one was 9.9, my second was 7.7, and my third was 10.2.
Oh.
10.2's up there.
All right. But you had no problems just with natural births?
Those were all natural births, and with my first one and my third one, I did have gestational diabetes, but not with my second one.
Isn't that interesting?
And she was also 6 weeks early and being considered a preemie because she had no wrinkles on her hands or her feet. She was 7'7", so she was a pretty big girl.
Yeah, it's big for a preemie, right? All right, well, excellent. Thank you. Dawn, how big were your babies?
I had two 10-pounders and one 9-pounder, and I agreed to natural birth before I realized that they were so big.
Yeah.
Oh, you didn't do a
my
epidural?
Gosh.
No epidural.
Oh,
I was screaming for one, but yeah,
What?
a little too late.
Yeah, so for all three you did that?
I did.
Warrior.
Wow.
I wouldn't do that, but
Wow.
good for you. That's amazing.
One was a home birth, so that was an experience. One was a birthing center, and one was a hospital.
Now, the
Wow.
at-home birth, was that by choice or was that an accident?
It was by choice. They told me that I would require a C-section, and I didn't want that, so I went with a midwife.
Okay. All right. Excellent.
Wow.
Oh,
Thank
so
you.
you went against what the doctors told you.
Yes.
Well, that could have been risky, no? Especially if you're not even
Wow.
at a hospital.
Was that the first one or second one? Or
That was the first one. And then I went to PA school and decided I might listen to the doctors this time. So I went with a hospital birth.
wow.
Yeah, I mean, I was born at home, and life turned out perfectly. So
that solves it.
That's why you're like the way you are.
that's why I don't trust the government or doctors. All right, Landon, how big was your dad when he was born?
He was 11.5 pounds.
Oh, my God.
Wow.
Now, if you don't mind me asking,
Yeah, no-
if he's 11.5 pounds when he was born, how big is he now?
He is 6'10".
He's 6'10"?
Wow.
Your dad is 6'10"?
Yes, sir.
Oh, my gosh. Did he play
Gee.
basketball?
He played at William and Mary in
Wow.
college.
Are you tall?
Williamsburg, I believe.
Yeah.
I'm not the tallest of my family. I have 3 brothers, though. My twin, I'm 13, and my twin, I'm only 5'10", but my twin is 6'4".
You're only 10, but you said you're
13.
13 and you're 5'10". That's tall. That's tall.
Yeah, but my twin is 6'4".
Oh, I got
crazy.
you.
Wow.
Oh, your twin is 6'4".
At 13.
Holy
Yes,
crap.
Yeah.
All right, Landon, thank you. Yeah, good call. Tammy, how big was your baby?
My firstborn, I have 3 actually. My firstborn was 10 pound, 11 ounces, not a C-section.
Wow.
And I did have an epidural. I will not refuse drugs when something the size of a watermelon is coming out something the size of a lemon.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Gee.
Yeah, I'm not in that
then.
camp like, oh, you
Yeah,
should-
give me drugs.
Yeah.
Yeah, give me epidural. And
Absolutely.
the second one was they induced me 2 weeks early so he would not be as big, and he was 9'14" 2 weeks early.
Wow.
And
Wow.
the third, the same thing. They induced me 2 weeks early, and she was 9'8".
That's incredible.
Wow.
Mm.
Okay. Brittany, how big was your baby? A lady in Tennessee, by the way, gave birth to a 13-pound baby recently, and they were very surprised by how big the baby was. Go ahead.
My son was 11 pounds. He was 3 weeks early. Also did it natural. Did have an epidural. It didn't really work. But, yeah, he was 11 pounds. It broke his collarbone and my pelvis.
Oh, my gosh.
Ah. Wow.
Man, women are amazing. This
I'm
is-
glad that we
Yeah.
can't get pregnant.
Yeah,
Oh, my gosh.
broke her pelvis?
Oh,
Jeez.
my
God.
gosh.
Kid's collarbone's broken right away.
Jeez.
And 11 pounds.
Oh.
And then, Tracy, how big was your baby?
My second one was 10 pounds, and he was 23.5 inches long.
Dang.
So almost 2 feet a baby.
I wasn't
That's a
even
big
that
baby.
tall until like 6th grade.
That's crazy.
He's like, I'm 1'11". I was right at 10 pounds, 9 pounds, 14 ounces.
Oh.
And all 4 of us were about 10 pounds. But Izzy was the biggest. He was like 10'4", I think.
Wow.
So there
10'6".
must be a relationship between how big
Yeah, I think-
pound wise the baby comes out and how big you're going to be in life as far as weight wise and also length. Because the kid that was that's basically has a dad that's 6'10", it was a big baby.
Big baby.
And then his brother is at 13. He's already 6'4" at 13 years old.
That's
Wow.
crazy.
Imagine seeing that on the baseball field. You'd be like, who are we playing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, are we on the wrong field?
They check his ID.
By the way, the biggest recorded baby ever born in America was a little bit over 22 pounds.
Oh, my
22
gosh.
pounds.
I think they said the size of like a 8-month-old, 6 to 8-month-old.
That's
My
insane.
gosh.
All right, Logan, this is a little bit different. You work in NICU?
Yes,
All right.
I'm a
and,
nurse.
and you have the smallest baby?
Yes, the smallest baby I've seen was a little a little over 13 ounces.
13 ounces
Wow.
at birth. 13 ounces. Not even a pound.
Dang.
Mm-mm.
And for size,
I was a preemie too.
Oh, you were? Okay.
Oh, sorry. I was a preemie too. I was 12 weeks early, and I was 2 pounds.
Oh my gosh! Is that why you got into the NICU?
Yeah, kind of.
Now, when the baby's 13 ounces, how big? Like if maybe compared to someone's hand, how big would the baby be?
Definitely smaller than my hand. Their calf is smaller than my thumb.
My goodness! And the baby was fine eventually.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's
they can be.
That's a miracle. They could be born at 13 ounces and super early, and then survive. That's amazing. All right, so we've got a lot of big babies in the area.
Jared.
The biggest one I guess we had was 11 pounds.
Yeah.
Man.
Biggest one we have right now is like 200.
He's really going to nail that one home. That's a compliment. I'll take 200.
Yeah, I was 200 is a little generous.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought you lost a bunch of weight. Didn't
Yeah,
you lose
but I
like
started
300
high.
pounds?
Yeah, I lost like 300. So yeah, I'm a little over
We're
200.
right there now.
No, but how many pounds did you lose?
I've lost 20 so far.
Okay, and you're still not at 200?
No. No.
Interesting.
My heaviest, this is not where I was, but my heaviest ever was 277. Oof. When I
Wow.
graduated high
Really?
school, yeah.
At your height, you
Yeah.
didn't think, maybe I should do something?
I know, Jason, I don't think that. I don't think that at all. I never think, I should. People who are overweight, they don't think, they just think, we just walk around because we're dumb and fat.
No, you get on the scale, you see that high number, and you're like, nailed it.
I want to take a picture and show my dad and my mom. They're going to be so happy. No. No, I remember I actually I was at the doctor one time. This was years ago, and I weighed 277, and that freaked me out.
Yeah.
I was like, holy cow. Now, when I graduated high school, seriously, I don't know what my percentage of body fat was, but it was like none. And I was right at 200. So I've always been like a husky guy.
Well, it's probably because
Muscle.
the one thing you can't do anything about is you can't really lose weight in your head. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, you probably have
true.
extra weight there that it's with a lot of bone density that you
Big brain.
can't-
Bone.
Yeah.
Yeah, the brain power.
Big brain, really. Jason, enjoy it now. The short jokes aren't for you today. That's fine.
That's okay. I'm used to the joke.
No.
I mean, I'm scarred for life from them, but I've got over it, and there's nothing I could do about it, really.
Yeah, I
unless
can't do anything
want to
about my
have
head.
major. Exactly.
Right.
So I feel bad for you on that aspect because
Yeah.
there's nothing I could do. I can't the latest surgery of chopping your legs off, putting a bone in, and re-putting the legs on is extremely expensive, painful, and it's not always very risky. So
It's
there's-
very risky.